high school, the textbooks are all one size. Then you get that one book that's like a 5x3,
Right.
and it ruins your whole
mess.
walk.
Yeah, I know the whole walk. You
It
can't.
keeps
You can't.
sliding
Yeah,
out-
I know.
yeah.
Right. It's one slide. That's how all the books fall on the ground.
So
Right.
yes, so that turkey chili little tiny 10-ounce bowl ruins. You
It
can't.
does.
You
You're
can't
right.
put it in a bag.
It is.
What am I going to put on the dashboard of my
Yes,
truck?
you're
and
right.
It sloshes around.
It's a
and spills?
logistic nightmare.
So there's a little handle
Yeah.
with the shopping cart where you can place it in. There's a cup holder in the shopping cart. I give the baby a little.
Yeah.
I figure he's 1 year old. Introduce him to beans and garlic. What could happen?
You're a
Tiffany
good
Diner,
dad.
Pilgrim Diner.
Yeah.
My first job ever was at the Verona Diner on Bloomfield Avenue. I was a dishwasher. Mm-hmm. And I remember, you want to know what a company man I am, Rich?
Right. Sure.
My first check, $36, washed dishes for like 6 straight days.
Yeah.
I got, pots first.
Okay.
Put the pots first.
Sure.
$36 check. I said, can I cash this here? And they said, yes. Cashed the check at the counter, sat at the counter, and I ordered Clams Casino. Like a man. Like a man, I sat. I put it back into the company I believed in.
You did. Trickle down.
Like a fucking diner, Clams Casino. Like, what's more disgusting? A roadside diner. Clams Casino.
And you survived it.
Oh, yeah. I was like, now this is.
think that
And
might
in
have
my
been
mind, I'm thinking of like Eric Roberts. Like, Nicky didn't know shines his own shoes, Pop. That's success. Knowing how to spend it. I got my first check from the Verona Diner, and I sat at the counter at Clams Casino, Pop.
Right.
That's success, Daddy.
That is. Clams Casino from a diner. That might have been in Soderbergh's first draft.
I never told the story in the podcast. I'll tell you, but I've had
Go
it
for
written
it.
down on like a cocktail napkin forever to say I was at the Market Diner on 43rd Street in Manhattan, and there was like when I say 600-pound man, you know what I'm talking about. Like 600-pound, like no exaggeration guy. Like he's on 3 stools.
Oh, my
And he's at the
goodness.
counter because he can't fit in a booth.
Oh, it's terrible.
And the waitress, Mary Muldoon, comes over and she goes, "How was your lunch, hon?" It's like noon, exactly. Like I'm just waking up to get coffee and a buttered roll. She goes,
right.
"How was your lunch, hon?" And the guy goes, "Awful." Simply awful. I look, he's got a lobster.
No.
An empty like it's gone. It's just like the carrion of like a
So it
like
was
he went to the Market Diner above a transvestite disco
Yeah.
and ordered a lobster at 11:30. He's done. So he probably ordered it at like 11 in the morning, and he's like, incredulous at how poor this lobster was.
But yet he still completed his meal.
Awful. Simply awful.
Did he have the bib?
No, there was no bib on this guy. I think his 5th or 6th chin served as a serviceable bib. Richie, Staten Island Advance.
Yes, sir.
That's a huge jump to go from writing for the local Staten Island, which is an actual toxic dump of an island.
Hey.
It is
Where I grew up.
but it is an actual landfill.
It's not toxic though.
I made a mistake.
I mean, it is a land. It's not the whole thing isn't a landfill, but they had this Fresh Kills landfill in Staten Island for years, literally taking the garbage and the crap from the rest of the city and housing it there, and they have since closed it down.
What kind of a
There will be
politician
people
goes?
skiing on that in 20 years. I
Really?
guarantee. Yes, it'll be beautiful in 20 years. But
Yeah,
when I
with
was there, it
fucking
was a
old milk
festering
cartons,
dump.
milk cartons as skis.
And there are 250 petrochemical plants on the other side of the western side of Staten Island on the New
Lost
Jersey side.
Island, yeah, you had it right.
Right, yeah.
I used to play Miller's
Fillmore's
Fillmore's bowling alley.
I think
Oh,
it's
sorry.
the Kilvan Cull, whatever it is.
The word "kill" is in the
I know,
title.
of one of the yes. So at any rate,
But
that's
it's
where I
huge-
grew up.
A
That's where I grew up.
huge jump from the Staten Island Advance to the
Yes.
Chicago Tribune. How does that happen?
Well, I mean, the Chicago that's on my Wikipedia page. Or
No,
whatever,
I
but-
called your wife, and
Did
she
you-
told me
she
all
told you
about
all about that. I was a stringer.
said, "Let me put
I
the
was a
kid-"
stringer for the Chicago Tribune.
What does that mean?
What I did was
Is that a
just
porn
to-
thing? I'm
no,
not
it's
into
definitely
porn.
Not, definitely
I'm not a porn guy.
Definitely not a porn thing. Certainly not when the Chicago Tribune is involved. But what I would do just to pay for get some chump change when I was at Northwestern, I would go to Wheeling, Illinois, or Schaumburg, and watch a high school game and take down the stats and call the sports desk and just that's it.
Really?
That's all I did for the Chicago Tribune.
What
But
is
I put it.
something like-
I put on a resume just like, hey, I was a stringer for the
wouldn't
Chicago
you?
Tribune, and it got on my Wikipedia page, and people are very impressed by that.
But look at this. You worked at the Chicago Tribune about as much as I worked at Saturday Night Live, and that's on my resume, in all fairness. What?
Yeah, that's great.
People
man.
don't realize how huge high school... Yo, go ahead, put your feet up, honey.
All right.
People
No
don't
problem.
realize...
Thank
I didn't
you.
plug anything, did I? What's this guy right here? Nothing? People don't realize how enormous high school basketball is in Chicago, the greater Chicago area.
Oh,
Like
it's
if you
huge.
drive to Joliet.
Well, you saw Hoop Dreams, that movie
Yeah,
Hoop Dreams.
but I mean, people see Hoop Dreams, and I think it's like it's a black thing, it's a Cabrini Greens thing, it's a Chicago thing. I remember doing Millikan University and driving in a rent-a-car back to the airport, and the entire AM dial was different shows
kidding.
only about high school basketball,
No
and
kidding.
people are calling in going, "Hey, Richie, this is Jay calling from Joliet. Look." This kid, Michael Johnson, this kid's really got to get his head out of his rear end. I know he's only a sophomore, but with that height and
he's only
size, 6
16.
rebounds a half is not going to cut it. And the guy's like, that's a salient point. This kid came, and they're naming like his junior high.
I know.
They're bananas.
Yeah, I know. People are really into that sort of stuff.
But that's what you did. What does something like that pay?
I like 10. It was like
$10 per string?
Shit. Yeah, probably I got like $50 to do it
Per call.
No, just for the night, just like $50 to do it.
But would
just
you
to
get
go
paid?
schlep all the way out there, and it would be $50 a game or something like that. I don't remember. It was just
You
just
do
chump
remember,
change.
and
I
we're
don't
gonna do
remember.
cognitive
I
behavioral
honestly
therapy
do
right
not
now.
remember. I honestly do not
But would
remember.
you? All right, but let me ask you this, because this will jog your memory. Would you try to get more in because that meant more money? Would you go like, oh, if I can go across town, then I can get another one?
I needed. I was heavily in debt with student loans.
So then you
and
did get
up the
paid probably
ass.
by the game.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
did. Like, so I would do like 2 games if I could on a weekend and get $100, $150. But that was after I did my Staten Island Advance stint tour
Advance.
for 3 the Advance, for 3 years.
What do you write at the Staten Island
Actually,
Advance?
I was a real full-on city beat reporter. I covered
You
Ed
covered the
Koch.
city.
I covered
Mayor Ed Koch.
Ed Koch. How am I
Sexually
doing? All of that stuff.
ambiguous.
Yeah.
Jewish. I say a lot. The Rich Eisen.
Here's a
writes-
great story I'll tell about Ed Koch. It's the only Ed Koch story I have, essentially.
I think it's the only Mayor Ed Koch story anybody has.
So he came to Staten Island one time, and there was like an oil spill or a bunch of oil spills. It was an environmental disaster. He came, and I covered him, and I was there listening to a story he was telling, like, off the record. Somebody came up to him on the street of New York and said, "Mr. Mayor, you're a horrible mayor. You're a terrible mayor." And I turned to him and I said, "Fuck you."
He was a great mayor.
He's a great mayor. I loved it. He was fantastic. That's
city
my.
like
By the way, I'm done with my Ed Koch stories. I've got no more.
That's
Ed Koch
I mean,
stories.
after a
But that
mayor,
was
when
a
you
great
hear a
story.
mayor
I mean,
say an effeminate F-bomb,
Fuck
it's really like
you.
you could tap out
I
of
know,
the mayor's
and I
stories.
don't really ever curse very much, too.
No, you cursed twice today. You said
Uh-oh,
shit earlier.
Did I really?
But the other one doesn't count. I say if you're doing it.
Well, now I guess if I'm on a podcast, because I can't get the explicit rating. I'm
Right, you
a
can't.
corporate stooge with the
Yes.
National Football
I'm
League.
hoping to be a corporate
I can't do
stooge
that. I can't. Isn't that funny? Like I'm here and I feel like I'm free. I'm unburdened. I'm unshackled. I'm dropping f-bombs.
Say
And you
fuck.
and you want
Say it.
No, I'm not. It's not gratuitous.
It's gotta be organic?
Yeah, it's got to feel. It's got to come in a natural flow of things. Yeah. So I mean, here I am on your podcast finally. I mean, the
Yeah.
Home and Home is now finally complete. You came
Home and
on mine
away.
3 weeks ago.
Knicks Raptors.
I feel unshackled. I feel unburdened. Although you didn't have a lap dog when you came on my show.
That's
This
true.
is fantastic. This is very soothing.
It is soothing. My dog would be a good therapy dog, but I
Oh,
don't
this
think
is
there'd be a
great.
jacket that would fit her because she's only 3 pounds.
Sweet.
A little tiny
Seriously,
jacket.
kids would love this dog.
She
going
would
around the
love
hospital.
kids.
No question about it.
You gotta have
Look
the
into
right
it.
kind of dog.
Look into it. Look into it.
I will. You don't want to have a dog that's going to chew one of their hoses.
That is correct. You can't. You have to have a dog that must follow. Would this dog do that?
No.
Okay.
She's exactly like that all the time.
This is fantastic.
Or like a big boxer just jumps up and knocks over the oxygen
No good.
tank,
Can't
IV
have it.
bag, splash.
Can't have it. Can't have it. It's got to be somewhat of a controlled environment. Yes.
Friends, do you skip your favorite sporting events or concerts because you think tickets are too
This is
expensive?
a live read.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now I got to start over.
Okay. Sorry.
Do you skip your favorite sporting events or concerts because you think tickets are too expensive? Think again. ScoreBig.com makes live events affordable. 40% of live event tickets go unsold each year, even when the arena or stadium is full. Thousands of tickets are comped out or given away to make it look like a sellout. ScoreBig.com works directly with the box office and other ticket providers to sell these tickets. Every ticket on ScoreBig.com is guaranteed to be between 10% and 60% below retail price. Great seats from the front row to the rafters. NBA game tickets available too. Lakers, Nuggets, Clippers, Celtics, Yankees, Knicks, Red Sox, Dodgers. How about them Kings? Purchase your tickets days, weeks, or even months in advance. There are no fees. Check that. Dig it. No fees or shipping charges ever. It is impossible to pay full price on scorebig.com. You are guaranteed to save on tickets. Register on scorebig.com this week and use code J-A-Y, to get an extra $10 off your purchase this week only. Go to scorebig.com, click on the radio button, enter the code J. That's J-A-Y. Always less than full price, never any fees. Scorebig.com. That's scorebig.com. Enter the code J. Don't forget to enter J at scorebig.com. Richie Eisen, every year, first of all, when you were on, I used to love your Skip Carey impression when you hosted Sports Center. Could you drop some on us?
It's been a while.
But I need a batter, I need a pitcher, I need the whole thing.
It sounds more like Dudley Do right now, because I haven't done it in years. Poor Skip has since passed. But
Skip Carey died?
Oh, yeah, a long time ago. Just kidding. Yeah, okay. Okay. All right. Here we go. Here's the pitch by Smoltz. 3-2 pitch. Ground ball to Chipper Jones. Throws it over to first, and that's the end of the game. Don't go anywhere. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Coming up next on TBS.
Skip Carey.
There it goes. Thank you.
Who's your favorite announcer of all time?
I used to do that all the time.
Yes.
Let me tell you my Skip Carey story.
Please.
I heard, by the way, I just scared the crap out of your dog by doing that. Okay.
And no one can see the dog.
I did that all the time on SportsCenter. Anytime there's a Brave highlight, I do it. Now, like I said, it doesn't sound nearly as good. And
there's in all fairness, there's no Chipper Jones, John Smoltz highlight behind you.
Well,
Ryan Klesko is not.
That's true. Ryan
putting
Klesko,
the tag down
very,
at first.
Very good.
By the way, thank you, Ryan Klesko, Yankees '96 World Series, for going at a line drive and letting it go past you.
The greatest. That '96 World Series was incredible.
The ball was hit at Ryan Klesko.
That was my first
Chest
year.
high.
I was my first year on SportsCenter, and I'm a diehard Yankee fan.
I used to be
forever. Okay, it's me still now. Like it still
How
affects
could you
my
root
mood
for
a little
them?
bit. What do you mean? How can I root for them? I love them.
They tore down Yankee Stadium to make more money.
But I mean, that stadium was. I mean,
what was wrong with it?
Nothing.
Had you ever gone to Yankee Stadium and say, you know what? If only blank. No.
You know,
it was fucking Yankees. Mickey Mantle played there.
No,
Roger Maris hit his 62nd home run there.
I've taken my kid the Sunday after the NFL draft the last 2 years, and he, he's 3.5 now, and he was 2.5 last year. Ripped him out of his whole routine to take him up there, and all he cares about is the seats go up and down. He doesn't really understand what the hell's happening right now.
Yeah.
Like he rooms his Matchbox cars on the front of the seats. He doesn't really give a shit. But
the sad thing is, your kid is 22 years old.
That's really.
That's what I don't understand.
So, this was for me that I would be able to look at him and say his first game was in Yankee Stadium.
But that's
and
not Yankee Stadium.
No, I know that. That's the problem.
It's a museum.
I know. But it's still the Yankees.
That's
I still love them. It's still Jeter. It's still Jeter.
It's
still Jeter. It's still the pinstripes. At any rate, '96 was my first year on SportsCenter, and my dream had been realized. I'd always wanted to be on SportsCenter. Now here I am, finally there. And now the Yankees are back in the World Series for the first time since 1981, when I was young enough to start dreaming of a job like SportsCenter. And now I cannot go because I'm on the SportsCenter after the World Series.
You're up in Connecticut, yeah.
I'm up sitting there in Connecticut. I'm watching it on TV. And I'll never forget this moment that Fox is showing all of their celebrities of their new shows and upcoming shows who are sitting in the greatest freaking seats in Yankee Stadium. One of them was Tootie.
Kim Fields.
Kim Fields was on a new Fox show back in 1996, and I'm like, what is wrong with this picture that Kim Fields is sitting front row and I can't go? I'd sit in the last row if I could get there because I'm on SportsCenter.
You'd be a bleacher bum.
I would be totally bleacher bum.
Under the
and I
Seiko
did do that.
clock.
I did do that when David Justice hit a grand slam home run to make the
Halle Berry.
He made the Subway Series happen, essentially.
Yeah.
That Yankee and Met fans their entire lives had always dreamt of a Subway Series, but never.
Mike Piazza ruined it for everybody.
Never in those scenarios did anybody ever think that the Mets would already be in the World Series and it would be up to the Yankees to make it a reality. For some reason, I guess in my own arrogant pinstripe mind, I would think it would be the other way around.
No, that's how everybody thought. But you guys could have won. The Mets could have won that World Series.
Grand Slam. They could have.
If it wasn't for Mike Piazza's softness.
Why? Because he didn't throw
Broken
anything
back.
back. He didn't
David,
throw it back.
Roger
He
Clemens.
didn't throw it back at Roger
He should have
Clemens.
taken. All right, for those of you that have no idea what we're talking about, Roger Clemens,
I thought you said 80% of the audience would know.
steroid guy. Well, there's, I got to get that 20%. Circle him in, Richie.
Okay, got it.
Roger Clemens throws some heat to Mike Piazza. Mike Piazza meekly grounds to Roger Clemens, but the bat breaks in half.
Yes.
Roger Clemens picks up the barrel of the bat.
The bat goes further than the ball.
Yes.
The ball just like went right in front of the plate.
Was it a foul ball?
I believe it was right in front of the plate, but the bat smashed in half and the
barrel went all the way
top
to the
part
mound.
of the bat, yes.
Roger Clemens picks the barrel up, and I don't know, why do we think he's on steroids? Oh, I don't know. Maybe because for no reason he picks the barrel of the bat up and throws it at Mike Piazza.
Throw it at him.
And somehow doesn't
With a
get
pointy
tossed,
end too, by the way.
and somehow doesn't get thrown out of the game.
Nobody does.
And Mike Piazza just like shakes his head and goes back. Napkin forever to say, I was at the Market Diner on 43rd Street in Manhattan, and there was like when I say 600-pound man, you know what I'm talking about, like 600-pound, like no exaggeration guy, like he's on 3 stools.
Oh my
And he's at the counter because he can't fit in a booth.
Oh, it's terrible.
And the waitress, Mary Muldoon, comes over and she goes, "How was your lunch, hon?" It's like noon, exactly. Like I'm just waking up to get coffee and a buttered roll. She goes, "How was your lunch, hon?" And the guy goes, "Awful." Simply awful. I look, he's got in high school, the textbooks are all one size. Then you get that one book that's like a 5x3,
right.
and it ruins your whole
mess.
walk.
Yeah, I know, the whole walk. You
It
can't.
keeps
You can't.
sliding
Yeah,
out-
I know.
yeah.
Right. It's one slide. That's how all the books fall on the ground.
So
Right.
yes, so that turkey chili little tiny 10-ounce bowl ruins. You
It
can't.
does.
You
You're
can't
right.
put it in a bag.
It is.
What am I going to put on the dashboard of my
Yes,
truck?
you're
and
right.
It sloshes around.
It's a
and spills?
logistic nightmare.
So there's a little handle
Yeah.
with the shopping cart where you can place it in. There's a cup holder in the shopping cart. I give the baby a little.
Yeah.
I figure he's 1 year old. Introduce him to beans and garlic.
Trickle down.
Like a fucking
Trickle
diner,
down.
Clams Casino. Like what's more disgusting?
They couldn't-
A
I can't
roadside
even-
diner, Clams Casino.
And you survived it.
Oh yeah, I was like, now
I
this
think
is.
that
And
might
in
have
my
been
mind, I'm thinking of like Eric Roberts, like Nicky didn't know shines his own shoes. Pop, that's success. Knowing how to spend it. I got my first check from the Verona Diner, and I sat at the counter at Clem's Casino. Pop,
Right.
that's success, Daddy.
That is. Clem's Casino from a diner. That might have been in Soderbergh's first draft.
I never told the story in the podcast. I'll tell you, but I've had
Go
it
for
written
it.
down on like a cocktail now. What could happen?
You're a
Tiffany
good
Diner,
dad.
Pilgrim Diner.
Yeah.
My first job ever was at the Verona Diner on Bloomfield Avenue. I was a dishwasher. And I remember, you want to know what a company man I am, Rich?
Right. Sure.
My first check, $36, washed dishes for like 6 straight days.
Yeah.
I got, pots first.
Okay.
Put the pots first.
Sure.
$36 check. I said, can I cash this here? And they said, yes. Cashed the check at the counter, sat at the counter, and I ordered Clams Casino. Like a man. Like a man. I
Like a
sat,
man.
I put it back into the company I believed
you
in.
did.
Got a lobster.
No.
An empty like it's gone. It's just like the carrion of like a
So it
like
was
he went to the Market Diner above a transvestite disco
Yeah.
and ordered a lobster at 11:30. He's done. So he probably ordered it at like 11 in the morning, and he's like, incredulous at how poor this lobster was.
But yet he still completed his meal.
Awful. Simply awful.
Did he have the bib?
No, there was no bib on this guy. I think his 5th or 6th chin served as a serviceable bib. Richie, Staten Island Advance.
Yes, sir.
That's a huge jump to go from right